Hi, guys.
Sweet. Hi, it didn't take 6 months.
We're fast
in
like
fact,
that.
we talked last week.
We sure fucking did.
I need to be mindful of, I listened to the last episode and I was like, Jesus Christ, I was talking so loud into my damn microphone. Like, I was like, okay, I need to be mindful.
I never know how to regulate my microphone because, like, when I'm looking at, like, the sound bar on my end, like, it doesn't say I'm talking that loud, but then I feel like I'm screaming half the time. And then, also, like, it's just like we have the same microphone, so.
Yeah, we do. And then when I have my headphones on, like, I can't even really hear myself, so then I am yelling.
Yeah.
But I'm like, no. And also, Shameless gets me excited, and then I'm like, no, we have to be calm.
Mm-hmm. Oh, wait, I need to pull up.
We have to lock in.
We have to lock in, especially these next couple episodes, you guys. Oh, you guys. It's that serious.
So hi everybody, this is Shameless Recap Podcast, The Luck We Had. I have a feeling that there were a couple people that followed me because of Heated Rivalry. They're like, oh my god, you have a podcast? So I think we picked up a couple more people. Hi!
Yay!
Yeah, not just one podcast. What, you have technically 3?
I have two, and people are begging me to make a Holanov episode, and once the season ends, yeah, I probably will.
That is so
probably
funny,
will.
Because
that just fell right into your lap.
And it's like, well, the whole thing is the gay part.
Exactly. I find it really hard to write a skip to the gay parts about an actual gay show, because it's like, what am I analyzing? Well, that is the
show. It's not
like
you're analyzing.
At that point, like, you're just talking about the show. Like,
yeah. But hi guys, welcome to season 7 of Shameless. Everything is about to explode.
This is literally like Shameless Armageddon.
Shameless get in.
The next couple episodes, they brought in the troops. The lights were flickering. They were like, we have to do something big.
One quick Heated Rivalry Shameless crossover moment. Isadora not only praising Connor's Russianness, but Isadora with a picture with Cameron saying that these two should have been with Shane and Ilya in the club.
That was crazy.
Okay. This comes like last week. We were like, we were going on this tangent of like, I hate comparison. And like, so that like pissed me off. But also I was like, well, Isadora's allowed to say that.
Isadora's allowed to
I'm
say
like,
that,
she's
yeah.
literally Fujo mother.
You guys said that in the group chat, and I didn't realize what it was at first, and then I was just like on Instagram stories, and I like actually read what it said, and I was like, that's actually
you were
crazy.
Like, holy shit.
Because I feel like, I don't know, like,
she's
it's
been,
very...
like, on Connor Story's ass.
She really has.
She's been commenting.
I feel like it's not that common. Like, obviously she's not as, like, big of an actor, but I feel like it's very... not seen of like other actors like die hard talking about other shows, like being like publicly talking or like even praising a show like that, and she literally like is non-stop about this one.
I really think the Russian thing has her locked in.
That makes
Russian
sense.
pride for sure. And like oh man, I was laughing. Well, she's literally Fujo mother. That Instagram live that happened a couple months ago with like everybody at someone's at like Shanola and Steve.
Oh, like
were
the
there,
cookout or whatever.
Yeah. And then she was like, Cameron and Noel were sitting next to each other, and she was like, "Kiss, you guys, kiss on camera, please."
One of us.
But they were like the Ginger Brothers at the time, so I was like, please don't actually, and also just don't. Like, I'm not a mosher. Sorry. Yeah. I don't subscribe to that.
A mosher, please.
No judgment if you do, but I don't.
Also, in the vein of that, HBO made Connor and the man from I Love LA Make Nice because they had an event, or Hudson and the man
Dude,
from
that
I Love LA
shit
Make
was
Nice,
all over my goddamn TikTok.
I just want to say, like, everybody that's like, we want queer shows by queer people. Cameron and Noel couldn't be straighter, couldn't be more embarrassingly heterosexual. They were going to town on each other every chance they got on Shameless.
I mean, so, I just think that, like,
straight men can do queer stories, and also people do not owe us.
So can straight women,
sexuality.
And straight women do all the time. And I just think that, like, if you're... Here's the thing. And this isn't even, like, this... No comment on how I feel about Connor or Hudson's acting, because I think they're both good. I think they're both great, even. But, like... I also just think we're invasive as a culture today, but like, and people were also questioning, like, or asking Cameron and Noel about their sexualities, but like, it shouldn't even matter. If you're a good enough actor, I should be like, I don't give a fuck who you fuck.
Darren Criss, the king of playing a gay role and being unfortunately straightest man alive.
What did he say?
Yeah.
I'm culturally queer.
He's culturally queer.
That pissed me off
queer.
though.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. Like Hudson
it
and Connor,
literally does not matter.
No, but that what is his name?
like, none of our fucking
Jordan
business.
Fisherman or something? Jordan what?
Firstman and like
Firstman?
The man who also on the fucking English teacher didn't say a goddamn word about the fucking allegations happening on the English teacher, but all of a sudden, so that's, we're not going to talk about that, but you're going to put your nose into somebody else's fucking business.
Comment about seedy LA gays had me laughing my ass off. I was like,
so funny.
I was like, oh my god, he said the quiet part out loud.
Yeah,
but like,
he edited out the coke whore part.
No, seriously, but like, and the thing is like they're just two very different shows. Like that, I Love LA. First of all, like, I Love LA is about Maya and Tallulah more than it's about his character.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like,
he's the gay best side character
about Shane and Ilya. And like, okay, my weird conspiracy is I'm like, all this stuff adding up, I'm like, okay, this beef was like scripted. This beef was
so they could post together and be like, watch our shows both on HBO.
I mean, the guys from Boots, from Boots jumped on it too, and their shit got fucking canceled.
Yeah, but they're not on the same network. Boots was a Netflix.
Netflix doesn't give a fuck if your show did well or not. They're gonna cancel you because they feel like it.
Yeah, but
no, but that's stupid. That stuff was just so stupid, and like, I don't know, like, I feel like he was so loud that you saying that it seems like it was almost scripted. It's like itching something that I'm like, the way he was talking about it, and like, it wasn't just like he made one or two comments. He said it in an interview. He made a TikTok. He made like a tweet or something like that.
Then he did an Instagram story, and like every time he was kind of like, okay, here's the thing. If you're gonna be a hater, you need to like stick by your opinion, or you need to say I was wrong, like whatever. But like the way that he like started kind of going back on it, like it would be like a little quarter turn and then another quarter turn, and then finally he was like, I just need to shut up. Like, Heated Rivalry is great and I love it. And it's like, do you though, or are you just succumbing to the criticism?
Was the one guy that replied to him in one of the comment section, was that the guy from one of the one-off episodes from Heated Rivalry?
He plays Skip. Or he plays Skip. He plays
Scott. Because I watched that interaction, and then I watched, I don't know, the one guy's, like, reposted it on his story, and he was like, all love here. Or something like weird shit.
And the other thing is, like, I don't know. I think that the best and most beautiful and demure first lady thing you can do is stay silent.
Yeah.
Sometimes. Like, I think feeding the flames by, like, this is why it feels like very, I don't know. But like,
meanwhile, while Hudson was like engaging with it, Connor was posting like an Indian I was rivalry as edited as an Indian. He said I have tear in my eye.
He was like, that is the funniest fucking thing I've ever seen, and that was so funny actually, because I've seen like quite a few Bollywood movies for like film classes and stuff, and I was like, this is freakishly accurate.
Yeah. He's like, this is so funny, I have tear in my eye.
I was cracking up. Yeah, he was like, I'm not commenting on whatever beef is going on. I'm cultivating my space.
It's so dumb. Like, if he wants to complain so bad, his bestie, Miss Rachel Sennett, is the writer of that show. So if he wants to have more prominent queer storylines, fucking tell her to write it for you. Like, don't go complaining.
What he was saying in the interview was, he was like, he was mad that like audiences have latched on to Heated Rivalry, because he was like, well, in our show, we're telling like realer queer stories, because he like hooks up with this guy and their sex is like funny and casual and like no stakes, whatever. And then that's why Francois was like, the actor who replied was like, so you're saying that closeted hockey players should be having the same kind of sex as sceney LA gays? He was like, these are two different stories happening. It's literally just that like he was just upset that audiences have latched on to Heated Rivalry and calling it great gay representation, and that his character in I Love LA was like not getting the same fervor.
And then it also led into a deluge of like, well, openly queer actors should be playing these queer characters, like it's none of our fucking business, and it's none of our business.
It's none of our business, but also there's not a whole lot of guessing that has to go on here.
Yeah.
I mean, Francois is out.
Francois is out. Also. Yeah, Francois is bi.
And everyone else, it's none of our business, but also it's not like anything's a secret. Like,
And, like, people started to dogpile Hudson because, of course, they were dogpiling Hudson and not Connor because Hudson's not the white one.
Well, Hudson's
same reason Connor's follower number goes up a lot faster than Hudson's does. They were dogpiling on Hudson because Hudson was, like, removing stuff from his Instagram, like photos of his friends and family and a girlfriend that he had on his Instagram. They're like, oh, look, see, he's hiding a girlfriend.
I'm surprised he didn't do that sooner.
Taking the people in his life out of your hands. He's like, he's just removing them from you.
Yeah. I just, I think that they seem to both be some good sports about it, but it's quickly, I think that, like, gay, like, media fan bases are so ferocious that very quickly this turns into a bad thing. And, like, it's just quicker. It turns quicker now because, like, we can talk about this with, like, Shameless as well, because there was a lot of a lot of really bad dysfunction happening in the fan base around the time that these episodes were airing, and I wanted to talk about that. But, like, now it feels like things catch on so quickly. Like, with Shameless, they were 5, 6, 7 seasons in when all this stuff started happening. So,
yeah.
It's just different times. But they both seem to be decently prepped for it. At least being young, they're like, I've seen this happen to other people.
They've got people like Jacob and Francois, like, holding, like, standing up for them and having their back, too.
Or just also being like, you should remove yourself from the online spaces. And things like that. So, you know.
So just like Shane and Ilya, Lena, take us back to 2016.
Let's go back to 2016, guys.
Let's go back to 2016.
Let's go to Mother Shameless Land.
Mother Shameless Land.
So this is episode 709, Ouroboros, and it aired on November 20th of 2016. So right after the election, which is crazy.
Yeah.
It was written by Sheila Callahan, who is Mother Galovich, and also, like, my personal aesthetic hero. I, like, read her blog. She's awesome. This is the 10th of 12 episodes that she wrote.
She only writes 12 episodes?
She was a producer. So she was in the writer's room from season 3 through season 8, but she only writes the scripts for 12 episodes.
Okay.
So she wrote 305, Sins of My Caretaker, 311, Order Room Service, 403, Like Father, Like Daughter, 408, Hope Springs Fraternal, 503, The Two Lisas, 510, Southside Rules. It's, like, kind of important to note that she's the only one who writes, like intimacy in the form of, like, kissing between Ian and Mickey.
She really does.
606 NSFW, 611 Sleep No More, which is banger. 704 I Am a Storm, this episode. 805 The Miseducation of Liam Fergus Bearcart Gallagher, and 810 The Church of Gay Jesus.
She leaves in season 8?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, before Cameron got Noel back in it.
Well, also before, like, I mean, yeah. She was also a writer.
She said, if I'm not writing for them, what am I doing here?
She was like, if I don't get to play with Ian...
Yeah,
bye.
My little Ken dolls.
My little doll? Okay. She was also a writer on United States of Terra, Hemlock Grove, and Sorry for Your Loss. And then she was a producer on the show from season 3 through season 8. And she writes plays, too, now, as well. And they're really good. This episode was directed by Christopher Chulak. This is the 9th of 11 Shameless episodes he directs. He did 410, Live or I Hardly Know Her, 501, Milk of the Gods, 509, Carl's First Sentencing, 512, Love Songs in the Key of Gallagher.
Homophobia.
I say that, but also going back, I'm like, no, this breakup was so needed. As a whole.
It's the breakup, fine. The way that Mickey was written off, homophobic.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, it sucks, but they were... Yeah. Well, we'll talk about that. They were taking that out on Noel, personally.
Yeah, they were.
601, I Only Miss Her When I'm Breathing. 604, Going Once, Going Twice. 612, Familia Supra, Galaglorious Omnia. 701, Hierith. 705, Own Your Shit. This one. And then 11, 12, so the series finale, Father Frank, Full of Grace.
Damn, dips for freaking 3 whole seasons. 4 whole seasons.
I know, and then they brought him back to direct the series finale. Like, we all know that John Wells, like, kind of stepped out on that.
Yeah.
Like, but
Where's John?
I just wonder where's John?
Where's John?
Where's John?
But I just like wonder why specifically they brought him back. Like, I feel like they had other regular directors, but yeah. He did great though.
I love it. The lights were flickering.
I was like, guys, the lights were flickering. The series was on its last legs. They had to do something big. So they brought in the freaking troops for these next few episodes. Like, genuinely and seriously, everybody was like working at the height. I was reading some article the other day, Shameless Historian, and they was like around season 2, they had like a set visit from a magazine, and Emmy Rossum was like, yeah, we will shoot like 11 pages in a day and scripts are not allowed on set. She was like, we learn we know our lines for the entire episode. And she was like, and of course they get help, like, obviously, but she was like, day players come in and they're like, wait, I have to like know my lines for the like, and they're like,
yeah.
Yep.
I can't have sides hitting under the table. Yeah.
No. Yeah. So they
That's
were like,
crazy.
this is why Shameless was acting boot camp, low key. And everybody who's come out of it is like amazing. Well, except, actually, you know, I was going to make a joke about Chet Hanks being in the series for so long,
Please.
Oh, I meant Ethan.
Ethan's about to be on
Okay.
fucking SVU again.
I actually think that Ethan... Okay, here's what my take on Ethan. I actually think that Ethan is a good actor. I think that he has no interest in acting. And this is something that people who worked on the show said. They were like, Ethan is a great actor. He has no interest in it. Like, because like, stuff where he's clearly having fun, like, he's having fun. Like, he was really good in Happy Gilmore.
I didn't see the new one.
He was really funny in the Happy Gilmore too. Like, I don't know. I think that I just don't think he has interest in it. Maybe.
And I think he's in that position now that where I feel like he's gonna be like typecasted too, because like he did Carl forever, and then now he's playing his reoccurring character on fucking SVU again, like the maniac like kid who got sent to like prison
like a
or whatever.
kid killer.
Yeah, but like he's coming back now for like something
As
else.
the same character?
As the same fucking character. Like he's like still locked up.
Because
like
bring
SVU
Noel back.
I
Evil
know.
twin.
We need Noel Fisher on every.
Wait, did his character die? Does his character get killed?
No.
No, he gets arrested.
He just gets caught, but then they're like, there might be another killer. And then I was like, what if he has a twin?
I know you were like evil twin.
Bring it back,
It's like, I hope he has a twin. I just think that every series and every movie should have Noel Fisher in it, no exceptions. That's just how I feel personally.
And you know what he is Canadian.
It's
And
in their
he's
blood,
Canadian.
dude.
And that's all I'll say about that. But
I saw somebody do a fan cast for, the coach in the long game, Coach Weeb. I saw somebody fan cast that. Yeah, I saw somebody fan cast that as Noah Reed from Schitt's Creek, the guy that played Patrick. And I was like, I would actually fucking love that. I think that that's a great casting decision.
I could see it.
He's the right age, because Weeb is only supposed to be in his like late 30s, early 40s.
He's not very tall.
I don't think he has to be that tall.
Isn't he a former hockey player? I mean, I guess he doesn't have to be tall
Shane's
to be
not that tall.
But I think Shane is tall. It's just comparison wise. How tall is Hudson?
Like
5'10"?
Maybe.
Like that's pretty decently tall. Noah Reed, I think, is like 5'7".
No, Noah Reed's a little taller. It's just that oh my god,
David.
What's his name?
Ew, David.
Yeah,
he's
He
very tall.
is very tall.
Very tall.
Yeah.
Eugene Levy's son, David Levy.
Yes, David Levy. Nope.
No. Yes.
No.
Dan
David
Levy.
is the character's name.
Dan Levy.
Yes,
I knew that his name was like really similar to the actor's name. Yeah. Yeah. That would be good. I mean,
I would like, because I think he's got the right kind of energy. He's got the like Canadian sports guy energy about him.
Yeah, I just want to like make sure. Like, I saw people fan casting like Harris, and I was like, if he's not a short bear, we're gonna have a problem. Like, we're gonna have a problem. Like already, and like already.
I think most of the casting should be unknowns. I would be fine with Coach Weeb being Noah Reed, because he's famous, but he's not, like, instantly recognizable. He's famous in the way that the guy from Nip Tuck plays Shane's dad.
Schitt's Creek, like, blew up, though.
Yeah. But, like, again, the guy from fucking Nip Tuck plays Shane's dad.
Shouldn't be hired, though.
Yeah.
But, I mean, they should hire whoever can do the job the best. But, yeah.
I just thought that would be neat.
That would be really neat.
I think that Connor needs to stop bringing up Nicholas Galsantine as literally anybody, because he's a bad actor who's bad at acting, and I don't want him acting in anything that I like.
He's like... He's
a bad actor.
He was fun in Bottoms, but I haven't seen him in, like, any of the other stuff.
Isn't he about to be in the Hercules movie?
I think so, but I haven't.
The Red, White, and Royal Blue movie was shit from a butt. It was
it was funny because it was like TZP was playing it like what it is, which is like a cheesy kind of rom-com, and then Nicholas Galsantine is like, I'm in the next Call Me by Your Name.
Yeah.
Like
they butchered the book. They had no chemistry. It was shit from a butt.
They got rid of a lot of the really interesting stuff about the book.
Yeah.
Anyway, back to our beautiful, perfect media.
Yes, there's nothing wrong with Shameless, and there never has been.
But back to media that like was really serious. Synopsis of this episode: Monica is back. I can't believe they just like dropped that in the synopsis. Like they didn't try to make it like a reveal at all. It was just like Monica's back.
She's here.
Monica's back, and her first task is to help Debbie get back Franny. Meanwhile, Frank tries to avoid her. Ian has his first fight with Trevor. Lip tries to mask his relapsing alcoholism, and Fiona's laundromat gets a bad review. The previously on was done by Lip on the L, like hungover. And previously on Shameless, Debbie's having troubles with DCFS and the Delgados. Lip lost his university appeal hearing and took it out on Sierra's ex, Charlie. Sierra broke things off with Lip. Svetlana had the titty van stolen and is running other schemes. Kev fought with V about these schemes and then decided to help Fiona out with laundromat renovations. And a cognitively declining Etta mistook Frank for her late husband. He's now living at the laundromat with her.
As he does, he's a cockroach.
We open on a semi-truck dropping a hitchhiker off near Chicago, and it's a woman with stiletto boots and a guitar case. She makes her way to the alibi where Frank is being literally thrown out the door by Svetlana, and he's like with a few other barflies, and he looks up to find her, Monica. He's clearly not happy to see her. Monica desperately chases him down the street, asking to talk, apologizing. Frank cold shoulders her all the way back to the laundromat. And then Frank, clearly choked up, tells her to go fuck herself. And then we do the opening credits, which I think this is the first time they've ever done a cold open. Usually it's previously on opening credits, we start the episode. This
God. Yes. Wait, I think you're right.
I noticed that on the rewatch. I was like, wait. We didn't do we did the credits after this scene.
Damn.
Wow. No, you're right. They don't do cold opens.
They don't do cold open. This is technically a cold open because it happens before the credits.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Holy shit.
They literally were wasting no time with telling you that bitch was back.
Well, they were also like, this is serious.
Yeah.
Like, we're changing
Lock the fuck in.
We're changing our episode structure. Sit down for the next 3 weeks. This is serious. So after the credits, Fiona is heading out for the day, and she comes across Monica just like sitting, waiting on the porch. So this whole episode is just like, it really does revolve around Monica and everybody's interactions with her. She says hi.
This was a nice emphasis of Monica truly does just drop right into your life.
She shows up,
Hi, I'm here now.
Monica bomb.
And Fiona's not even like super shocked to see her. Like she's literally just like, hi. And then Monica says hi. She tries to ask about the kids. Fiona says everyone's sleeping. She's not allowed inside and she doesn't want to talk to her. And then Fiona leaves. Outside the Delgado house, Fiona brings a hot chocolate to Debbie, who has been sleeping in their front yard.
Which I'm really glad that you told us about the deleted scene from the end of the last episode, because the affection of which Fiona is coming to Debbie, comes out of fucking nowhere without that
seemingly.
Scene.
There's some really good conversation happening in this episode between, like, there's one scene between Lip and Fiona, and then there is also another deleted scene in this episode that adds so much depth to everything going on. Most perfect show ever. Okay. She tries to tell Debbie that Neil feels terrible about letting Franny be taken, but Debbie's, like, not responsive. Like, she's still asleep.
Yeah.
And Fiona brings a bag of breast milk up to the door. Debbie's been pumping and then leaving it in a cooler next to her. And then Fiona's the one who's actually taking it up to the door. Celia threatens to call the cops if Debbie keeps sleeping in the yard. And then Fiona counters that kidnapping is worse than trespassing. Mm-hmm. And the DCFS meeting is the next day. Fiona and Debbie are both slated to be there.
It's so crazy that it was taking that long to get the baby back. Like, why not an easy... Is it just
it's
literally
because
of the video?
It's probably only been, like, a couple days.
Yeah.
But it's, like... I mean, Debbie was sleeping out there every night, and it's cold.
Yeah.
It's starting to get really cold. Like, Frank literally just said that's the whole reason he goes to stay at the laundromat or tries to get in the house is because he's like, it's too cold to sleep outside. At Trevor's apartment, Ian's trying to get a little morning action going when... Don't worry, this episode has great payoff for everyone who hates Trevor.
Good.
All Trevor.
Oh my god, I hate him so much in this episode. Oh my god.
And
okay,
we're supposed to...
Continue.
Ian's trying to get a little morning action going when his phone buzzes, and Trevor reports that it's a text from a contact marked "Answer at your own risk," which means Monica has texted Ian. Mm-hmm. Ian is clearly taken aback and explains to Trevor, who says that he didn't even know that Ian had a mom, that they text because Ian doesn't tell his boyfriends things. Also, that's the thing. Like, as much as we can blame Ian's boyfriends for, like, not being the correct partner for him, Ian does not actually ever let his partners in because they're not Mickey.
Because they didn't grow up in the neighborhood and they don't know his family.
They don't understand
and he doesn't
him.
want to explain it. Yeah.
Right, and he doesn't want to explain it. He doesn't want to be embarrassed by it. Like, but he explains to Trevor that they text every few months. She's unmedicated bipolar and a drug addict. And then Trevor, like, makes a joke about this. Like, he's like, oh, my kind of girl. And then suggests that they invite her out tonight.
The fucking face.
I know. And then suggests that they invite her out tonight because it would be entertaining. And Ian's hesitant about doing this. He says, you can't just dive into Monica and her crazy might scare Trevor off. Trevor just, like, laughs this off and then goes to shower. Let's all draw parallels and mythologize Mickey forever because so if Mickey were here, that simply would not have happened. And by the way, I'm wearing my Radiohead shirt that I spent way too much money on.
Oh my god.
I was feeling festive. I was like, I have to wear my Mickey shirt.
You have to be him.
At the laundromat, Etta compliments their new big flat screen TV and wonders who bought it. And Fiona says, well, it was you. And that she tried to return it, and then Etta bought it again. So they decided to keep it. And then Fiona says that Etta also bought new washers for them, which is, like, commercial washers, which is a lie. Fiona bought them with Etta's credit card, presumably.
Yeah, so Etta did buy them.
Technically.
Yeah. But not out of the kindness of her heart.
Nope.
And one of Fiona's waitresses from the diner comes in, and then her and Fiona, like, chat about the upgrades to the mat. As their opening special, they're running a discount on Fluff and Fold service, and they're offering free coffee and pie. And so the waitress offers to leave Fiona her first Yelp review for the mat. Frank comes in with Etta's prescriptions, playing doting husband. Like, he's pretending to be Wendell. Yeah. And he makes her think that they had, like, crazy passionate sex the night before. And
so you think that he's lying and that he is not fucking this old lady?
Yes. 100%.
I think this is, like, the one time where I think Frank has, like, decent morals and he wouldn't fuck Etta.
I don't think that Frank is. I don't think that he's fucking her.
Okay.
I really don't.
Okay.
But because, and the way that he goes about, like, talking about it, it's kind of clear that he's, like, not, he's like, what does he say? That was a flight of passion you commandeered last night. And he's being very like over the top about it. And she's like, really? And he's like, yeah, you were crazy. Like,
she was like, I was?
Yeah.
Okay.
Fiona's like quietly impressed with Frank. Etta has not been this content in a while. And Frank's like actually running the errands that he's supposed to be running. And Frank says, well, washing our sheets, going grocery shopping, and managing appointments is a very small price to pay for a bed, kindness, and cable TV.
Real.
This is also why I think that Frank is probably not fucking her. I think he, like, literally just gives a shit about the amenities. And I think he would be like, oh, no, like, I'm tired.
Yeah.
Fiona informs Frank that Monica's back, and he says that he knows. And she's like, wait, you saw her? Like, she tries to press for information, but Frank just kind of brushes her off.
Yeah.
Clearly, it's a wound. The Monica wound, and he doesn't want to talk about it.
And it's so funny, too, because, like, he swings so wildly of the, like, attaching himself to her and the, like, get the fuck away from me.
They never know.
Yeah.
This is why the next couple episodes are so pivotal also for Ian and Mickey, because it's like, Ian is has seen firsthand the destruction that, like, Monica and the on and off nature of their relationship has brought upon Frank.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, he is seeing in his head this happening to Mickey, where it's like Mickey would forever hold a candle for him. And, like, every time he comes back and leaves again, like, it just destroys Frank. It's just like, it really gets me. Frank and Monica, the tragedy of Frank and Monica, they really get me.
Yeah.
Outside the Gallagher house, Debbie is arriving home, and Monica's, like, laying on the porch. She mistakes her for a sleeping homeless woman and throws her sleeping bag at her. And then Monica gets up. Obviously, Debbie realizes who it is. And she says that she's trying to talk to Frank. Debbie doesn't really give a shit. She's like, I don't have time for this. I have to go get my baby back. And then Monica's like, you have a baby?
Oh, fuck, yeah, she doesn't know.
She gets really happy, and she's like, I'm a grandma. Because, okay, yeah, the last time we saw Monica was when Ian ran off with her in season 5. And then before that, Ian ran off with her in season 4. But as far as we know, nobody else has seen her since Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Damn.
Since Debbie was a child.
Yup. And Debbie was the one who watched her leave again because she went to the mental hospital with Frank to break her out. And her and Frank watched Monica drive off in the stolen car. So
I just like that line of her, like, you have a baby is like so ingrained in my brain. Like the way she says it, like she's just like, she's so cute. I love her.
Grandma! Like, oh my god. I kind of love her. I don't know. I don't love Monica.
She's my messy friend.
I love the way Chloe Webb plays her.
Yeah. No, I think she's just a
Chloe Webb is
fantastic.
Excellent.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That she played Nancy Spungen, right?
Baby?
I don't remember.
Yeah, she did. She played
the
Nancy in Sid and Nancy.
Yeah.
Yeah, she did.
Awesome. Lip is clocking out of his shift at Patsy's, and he stops to spike his coffee with vodka.
He's so not subtle with that shit either.
No, not at all. And the travel mug becomes kind of important.
And vodka?
He's taking... Fiona takes pages out of this book later.
Yeah, no, it's just like vodka underneath the counter. Like, do they do booze at the restaurant at that point?
I need to check something. Yeah, they... well, Fiona has it. Remember how they had those, like, random cocktail nights?
Oh, yeah.
Or whatever.
The speakeasy
I need to
nights.
check really quick. I feel like, and this might just be, like, excellent Shameless continuity, or maybe not, but Frank uses, like, a travel mug pretty consistently in season 8, and I was like, is it the same mug? It's not. I just checked. But I'm always wondering. There was later
Shameless
historian. Later in this episode, there is a scene where Lip wears, like, a striped shirt, and I originally wrote in the notes that it was Ian's shirt, because I could have sworn it was one of Ian's shirts, and then I looked for the shirt that I was referencing, and it was not the same. So, my bad. But, let's see. So the travel mug is, like, kind of an important object in this episode. Sierra comes in super upset. He tries to apologize to her and ask about Lucas, and she, like, won't give him the time of day.
And good for her.
Back home, Debbie lets Monica into the house with her. And Kev wakes up on the couch and is like, holy shit, Monica. And
because remember, last time he saw her, he was cleaning her blood off of the kitchen floor.
And she's like, hey, Kev. And then he asks about Franny. Debbie tells him no dice. And Monica says that is, and Debbie's like, I feel like I just want to like, she says something where she's like, I just want to like die or like whatever. And then Monica goes, that is exactly the way I felt the first time they took Fiona from me. I screamed my throat raw, tore my hair out. I was on acid, but awful. And my like initial thought too was, I was like, and when do we think that was? Like, how old do we think Fiona was? And how did they get her back?
How much older than Lip is Fiona?
4 years.
Okay.
So maybe 4? Like maybe before there was a Lip?
Well, it had to have been pre-Lip, but...
Yeah.
But then it's like, so they decided to get her back? Like, because, I don't know. Well, the thing about, like...
Monica and Frank can con with the best of them and could have put on a good face.
Frank does give a F about Fiona, and...
They were young enough and not as obviously fucked up enough to
easily get their baby back.
To pass.
And like I do think that like Monica does love the kids. It's just that she loves, and this is due in part to her like mental illness and stuff, but it's like she just loves drugs more and herself. And Frank is, like, just a fuck-up all around and also very selfish and narcissistic. But, like, both of them do give a shit about their kids. I kind of don't have a doubt that, like, eventually they would be like, okay, our consciences are telling us we have to, like, work and get our kids
Lock
back.
in.
Yeah. So Debbie gets upset and she asks what Monica's even doing back. And then Liam comes in and he doesn't recognize her.
Why would he, dude?
Like, exactly. Why would he? But just the, like, because he's like, who are you? And then, well, she's so excited to see him. And she, like, goes and hugs him and lifts him up. And then he's like, who are you? And then she's like, I'm Mom. I'm Monica. And then he's like,
he's like, and?
It's like, Fiona is Mom. Who are you?
Fiona's Mom. And it's just, like, it kind of breaks my heart. It's like, I'm Monica. I'm Mom. So Monica vows to help Debbie get Franny back and grabs the killing bat off the wall. They go over to the Delgado house, like, immediately. It's not like we cut to anybody else. Like, we follow them.
I will say, this fucking rocked.
This
was awesome.
Monica fucking rocks sometimes. So they go over to the Delgado house. Monica storms the property, smashing the windows up, while citing the policies that indicate that Debbie should still have custody of Franny. She's like, according to subsection B. Like,
no, she has that shit like locked
family
in.
Court and DFS
she's been through
so
it
much that
she
she's got
knows
it locked
what
in.
the rules are. At that moment, Tanya comes back from a walk with Franny, and Debbie and Monica take the stroller, like steal the stroller.
Yeah.
Frank and Liam.
Sorry, just let's spend a moment on that. Because this moment was like, as fucked up as Frank and Monica both are, when they decide to lock in, it is so fucking impressive, and it is so cool.
I mean, the other thing, too, is, like, the thing about Franny is that, like, because the babies... They always care more about the babies than they do about, like, the kids when they start to grow older, because they're like, oh, well, they're adults and they can take care of themselves, and also,
Baby
like,
can't do nothing.
They're not as cute, they're not as believing in everything I say, they're not as awestruck by me. So it's like, Frank and Monica both have this, like, affection for Franny that they don't have for the other kids once they grow past a certain age, and it's because it's like, oh, this is our shiny new toy. Our baby that we can mold, and this is, like, why
this one we can get right.
Why Frank always loves Liam, and Liam was his favorite, and Liam was the only one that he didn't, like, fuck up too bad. It's just interesting. It's all very interesting. It's all very curious. Frank and Liam, speaking of, are on their way to school, and Frank is, like, monologuing about Monica to Liam, and he says he says to stay away from her because she's toxic and a soul murderer. And then he goes, remember, whenever you see the blonde woman with the green boots and the blue parka, you yell stranger danger and kick her until an adult shows up. And then Liam's like, okay. And then he goes, okay, go make the rich kids feel bad.
He loves that baby.
He is so damn funny sometimes. It's like, you kick her until an adult shows up. I was like, okay. And then Frank takes a tote bag of canned goods from like the food drive bin sitting outside the school and walks off with it.
I mean, he is the people that those goods are for. So.
Well, there's a very specific reason why he takes this, or he just he passes it off later. But back at the mat, Sierra, and the really good thing about this episode is that, like, I don't know, it feels like all of these scenes take place in these really big, like, meeting areas. And so we have characters, like, constantly interacting with each other that we haven't seen in the same space in a while.
Yeah, using like the laundromat and the diner and the Gallagher house,
the Gallagher
like
house,
hub.
And the alibi actually gets used for this too. Which it's like makes it feel a lot like the older seasons where it was like, oh, Fiona needs something from Frank, she's gonna go talk to him at the alibi. Now it's like Frank and Fiona just happen to be at the same place all the time, the laundromat. So back at the mat, Sierra arrives with fresh coffee and a pie. And Fiona asks her to write a good Yelp review for the laundromat, introduces herself to the mat customers, letting them know about the free pie. Like, business seems to be booming, going pretty decently. Frank comes by again, and he comes to deliver the canned goods that he picked up as their lunch. He's like, I picked up lunch for you, and then it's like a bunch of bullshit.
I'm not gonna eat beans.
It's like canned bologna and like beans, and Edda's like, I'm not eating this. And so she asks if they can go out to lunch. And Frank is ecstatic because Edda is footing the bill. So she goes upstairs to put makeup on. Sierra points out, ooh, Fiona, if somebody left a bad review on the laundromat, would you want to know? And Fiona's like, yeah. The review is, I was unfortunate enough to attend the soft open of my local laundromat early this morning. What used to be a cool, shabby joint run by a mean old cat lady, but the current owner is apparently some clueless Southside chick. If I could give this place negative stars, I would. And then in all caps, do not spend money here, 4 exclamation points.
What possibly could be that bad to warrant such an aggressive comment? Like there's not much that happens at a laundromat to begin with.
You meet the girl later, and she is exactly the type of, like...
She looks like an American Apparel ad.
Who would love the kind of laundromat that Fiona's running.
Yeah.
Like...
She'd look like hipster American Apparel bitch.
Yeah. So it's just... I was like, okay. And Fiona is trying to, like, contain her rage. At Patsy's, Professor Ewens calls Lip, and he ignores it. Oh, just kidding. He's at home. Lip's at home. Professor Ewens calls Lip. He ignores it. There's a knock on the boys' room door, and it's Kev. He's about to shower, and he's wondering if he can borrow a razor because he left his at home, and also some socks, and also some tweezers. He brings up Monica, and Lip asks when Kev is going to go back to his own house. And Kev's, like, not sure. He doesn't trust Lana, but V loves her, and Kev loves V. They're, like, the Ouroboros. And Lip's like, the what? And he's like, the snake eating its own tail. Lip doesn't correct his pronunciation, even though I know he knows how to pronounce it. Because he's a fucking asshole. He's just,
and
like...
Kev is bringing it up because there's, like, a liquor at the bar that has
He's like, oh, it's this thing on this new badass tequila. Like, they mistakenly delivered us to the bar. But it just means, like, like, we're stuck. My name is Chekhov, and this is my really cool gun. Oh, my name's Chekhov. Check out my gun. Kev wants to do Maury to get an expert opinion, but V definitely wouldn't allow it. Plane tickets aren't cheap, so he decides that he'll call Steve Harvey.
Because he's a local boy.
Yeah. Frank and Edda are at lunch at a restaurant, and Frank is ranting about Monica. He calls her a chaos junkie, which is a term that we have only heard come from Sean about Fiona.
Oh.
And then he says, the first night I met her, she threatened to put a cigarette out on my arm. I dared her to do it, and look. And then he shows her the cigarette burn scar. After I stopped screaming, we fucked like rabbits. And then he says, listen to me. I sound like I'm still stuck on her. She burrows under my skin like a fucking tick.
You're under my skin, man. What the fuck can I do?
One episode later, you're under my skin, man. The fuck can I do?
Uh-huh.
Guys, we need to do something. These people
Guys, we need to do something badly.
Like, I don't even, like, that was, like, one I didn't clock until quite recently, either. I think I was taking the notes for this, and I was like, what? I went back and I was like, what? And then I was looking on Tumblr, and, like, no one had pointed out this parallel. I was like, guys, what are we doing?
And the fact that they're an episode apart, too.
They're one episode apart. Like, it's so... And next episode, we'll talk about it, like, when we record, but it's so purposeful, the paralleling that they're doing of Frank and Monica to Ian and Mickey within the episode. And even, like, cutting from one to... their scenes always lead into each other. It's not, like, we go to live
and
or, like...
even, like, the suddenness of the drop-in of Monica, hello, here I am, and I am here to die. And then...
Guess what happens at the end of this episode?
And then the suddenness of Mickey, hello, here I am, let's run.
Let's go to Mexico. Yeah. Etta snaps back into consciousness and gets up from the table. She doesn't recognize Frank. She is aware that Wendell is dead. And she takes off. She's like, I don't know you, and Wendell's dead.
And he's like, it's me, honey, it's me, Wendell. And she's like, you're not fucking Wendell, and Wendell's dead.
Wendell's dead, and I don't know you. And then she leaves. Kev comes back from the Gallagher house and back to his own house, where V is still watching the babies, and he goes, hey little Gemma, hey little Amy, hey boy from the mother I'm still pissed at. The babies have been acting up, misbehaving, and V thinks that they miss Kev. Kev wants to come back, but he still doesn't really know about Svetlana, and he thinks that they should get help, but Steve Harvey's show said that they don't want to take a throuple. He said, and the quote is, he said they're focused on weddings, divorces, celebrities, obese women over 40, and may do alternative families next year. And I was like, I can't wait that long. I got no clean drawers, and my junk hasn't been lady touched in a week. So they gave me phone numbers for marriage counselors.
Damn.
And he tells V that they can't keep going around like the Ouroboros, and he mispronounces it again. And she doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about. Then he says it's the new tequila they have at the bar. It's a snake eating itself, and he talks her into doing marriage counseling. My name is Chekhov, and this is my gun. Oh, this gun's really cool and shiny and awesome. At the alibi, Debbie and Monica are fawning over Franny. And Monica asks if Debbie misses her. And Debbie says, you disappeared. But Monica insists that she's staying put this time. And Debbie, starts to buy it.
Yeah, because Debbie was always the quickest sucker with Monica and Frank.
Well, she has the worst abandonment issues with it, too. Like,
especially now that she is a mother, she wants to cling to her mother.
Well, and she's like, it hurts so much more because now that she's a mother, too, she's like, I can't imagine...
But you know, you're right. Now she's like, well, now I am a mom.
She can't imagine abandoning her kid the way Monica abandons hers. Like, doesn't she say... She says to her in one of the earlier scenes in this episode, she's like, I would never abandon my baby the way that you do, or whatever. Mm-hmm. After Monica says the thing about Fiona getting taken away, she's like, I would never do drugs and get my baby taken away. Like,
yeah.
But it's like, well, you were getting into fights with people with your baby in your arms.
Yeah, you were begging on the street and getting into fights with homeless people, Debbie.
Like, okay, Debbie. But even, like, later, like, when, in later seasons, when anybody calls her a bad mom.
Yeah.
Like, that's what really gets at her. And when, like, everybody has the Monica wound, and when Sandy brings up Monica and is like, what? Like, I'm not your mother, Debbie. Like, I'm not, and then she backs her up so that she's sitting on Franny's bed. Debbie is, and when they're arguing, and she's like, what? Like, this is because of your abandonment issues? I'm not your mom, Debbie. Like, and then Sandy takes off.
Yeah.
Crazy
time. I think we can keep going. He'll jump in. Yeah.
Well, side note, people call Sandy and Debbie like lesbian Galovich. Not to me.
Not to me.
They're their own thing. And also, like, again, the whole point of Galovich is they fucking grew up together. Like,
yeah. If anything, they're lesbian Lip and Mandy.
Yeah. But Debbie's Mandy. But Debbie's the crazy
one. Oh, yeah.
No, they wish that they were Galovich. They just wanted to be like, this is the girl version.
This is girl Galovich, and it's like, not to me. Not in my
world.
world.
Wouldn't do lesbianism, so this is what we're doing.
Not in the world I'm living in. She missed the bus, the train, the cab, everything. She missed every opportunity. So they're still in the bar. Svetlana interrupts. All minors have to get out of the bar. That includes Debbie. Debbie agrees to leave and informs Monica that she's going to Neil's. Monica decides to hang out at the Alibi in case Frank shows up, and Debbie offers for her to crash at Neil's that night because she doesn't have anywhere to sleep, and because she helped get Franny back.
Mm-hmm.
So Monica thanks her and then thanks her for making her a grandmother. She says, I haven't been this happy since the summer you were born. And Debbie goes, winter. My birthday's in December. And this is like one of Debbie's 3 birthdays.
Yeah.
Like, word on the wall, anyone? Well,
yeah, she has a birthday in the summertime in the early season.
Yeah, when she has that little like sleepover with all those kids.
Actually, though, if I remember that one correctly, isn't it? It's not her birthday.
Oh, it's a fake birthday party. They're just hosting a party.
Oh,
yeah. And then I do remember, like, with Jimmy Steve in season 1, she said, like, he was like, well, she said we could make, like, she said we should make breakfast because it's her birthday. And then Debbie's like, I didn't say it was my birthday. I said I wished it was my birthday. But clearly she told Jimmy Steve that it was her birthday to get fancy breakfast. But it was, like, on her virginity countdown, it's poster, which it's like, that's a prop, so, like, whatever. But in season 5, when she makes that big virginity countdown poster, her birthday is marked as, like, June, I think. It's either, like, June or October. Or she mentions at when they're talking in the summer, yes, she has 3 birthdays, because there's the poster, this, and then when they're talking in season 2 about the birthday party, the fake birthday party that she's about to have, they're like, you should throw a birthday party, and then she's like, my birthday's in October.
Yes, I do remember that.
Yeah.
Because I remember something about the fall.
Hey, who would have thunk?
How many pregnancies and how many timing things
the
are wrong on this
show? The pregnancy timeline is so bad.
Is she older than Carl? Is she younger than Carl? Did Carl age 3 years while Ian remained the same age those 3 years? Let's just forget about it. Let's just
And the
move
thing
on.
is like, if you look at the months that pass, like, Ian being the same age for 3 seasons actually does check out. It's just everybody else growing doesn't. But Lip doesn't actually age that much either.
Yeah. They literally just aged up Carl and Debbie, and it was like, so you have to do that.
It's because the kids were growing. Because the kids were growing, and they were like, we have to. But then, like, season 10, like, the season 10 timeline spans, like, 10 months or something crazy. Like, there's a huge time jump between, like, Ian and Mickey's engagement. Then there's probably, like, a month gap between the episode where they're, like, planning the wedding and Mickey's Groomzilla. And then there's a many months even gap. I think it's 3 months or something between, I don't remember. Many months gap between that episode and their actual wedding. So, yay. So yay. Anyway, Monica goes into the bathroom to freshen up. And V goes to talk to Svet, tell her about the marriage counselor. Then Lip comes in and orders a drink, an alcoholic drink. Svetlana does not buy the idea of throuples counseling, but she says that she'll do it if it's what Kevin V want. So Monica comes out of the bathroom and spots Lip there and then offers to pay for his drink. And he tells her no, like tells her to fuck off. And then V is like also shocked to see Monica. Or actually, Monica's been there. Well, actually, yeah, because V is just arriving. And she's like, what the fuck, Monica? And Svet asks who she is. And V says, it's Frank's wife, the kid's mother. And she goes, the kids have a mother? And she says, barely. They ask Monica where she's been. She tells them that she's been in Iowa at a roadhouse. And that she's back in town for Frank and the kids. And she wants to make good with everybody. And then she's, like, kind of goading Lip, like, asking if he heard her, and he brushes her off again. Ewans then texts Lip, asking him to call him, and, like, super fed up with being in the same room as Monica, he steps outside to make the call. So then we cut to Ewan's, who is doctoring his own coffee in his office, putting alcohol in his own coffee, and he tells Lip...
I just at least hope it's whiskey, which is something that makes sense to put in coffee.
It is whiskey. Vodka. It is whiskey.
He's sophisticated.
But also, like, Lip's travel mug might just be straight vodka. It might not even have coffee in it, because I don't think we see him pour coffee. But...
I don't remember.
Anyway, he tells Lip that he got him an interview for a hedge fund. It's an internship and it is paid, but Lip is like not having it. But Ewan's feels terrible that Lip got denied from the board, and Lip is like, yeah, you should. But he's kind of like joking with it. Like, but he is just like, yeah, you kind of should. Like
you pushed me to do this and I still lost, so fuck off.
Yeah. After picking up her new laundry scale, Fiona finds Etta on the street, lost again, just like sitting on a bench. And she thinks she's waiting for the bus. Frank, but it's not a bus stop.
I know. She's like, what are you doing? She's like, I've been waiting for the bus. It hasn't come yet. And she goes, this is like a bench.
This isn't a bus stop. And then she's like, oh my God, that explains it. Frank comes around the corner with Etta's purse and coat, and Fiona accuses Frank of having ditched Etta for Monica, and he's like, no, she took off and like fuck Monica. Like Frank's like really trying, like he is.
Yeah.
Back at the alibi, Monica is wondering where Frank is, and V asks how long she's planning to stick around. And then while she's like looking over at Lip at the end of the bar, she insists that she plans on staying forever. And in a way she kind of did. Sort of.
This is her last hurrah.
Yeah, this is her victory tour. Well, her defeat tour. V pours a shot from the new Ouroboros tequila and is confused. She says the liquor vendor must have botched the order, but it's fine because he's supposed to come tomorrow. Hi, I'm Chekhov. Again. It's me again.
It's me again.
Monica tries yet again to get Lip's attention. She already did a nice thing for Debbie, so now she should do something for Lip, and she asks if he needs money for college, and Lip says, I'm not in college anymore. And then V supplies the story about smashing the car. And then Monica tries to make Lip, like, feel better about it, and Lip snaps at her and starts, like, yelling at her. And the
Jeremy
thing
Allen White yelling.
So good. And the thing about that is, like, so Monica maybe would not know that Lip is in college unless Ian told her when they were hang out together, which I assume was what happened, like, over season 4. He caught her up on what
Lip's
everybody
so
was
smart.
up to.
He got into this fancy tech college.
Yep. Monica's phone chimes. She gets a text from Ian telling her to meet him at a bar. Then we go to the bar. We're really, like, following Monica this episode.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Outside the bar, Ian is trying to brief Trevor on Monica's potentially manic state. Like, he's like, I don't know where she is with her meds. Like, she might be acting crazy. And Trevor's like, it's fine. And you would think that, like, considering Trevor, you would think that Trevor would have a better grasp on bipolar, considering he works with homeless, mentally ill, queer teens for a living.
You think he'd care about literally anything that wasn't
You think
himself?
he'd give a shit when, like, Ian is showing signs of mania? You would think he'd have a better grasp. And I get that his job, like, because, I mean, we'll get to this in season 8, but, like, I get that his job is to protect the kids first and foremost, and, like, that's his real issue with what's going on with Ian. And it's not all on Trevor. Like, Ian keeps him at arm's length too. But it's just really curious that it's like, you would think somebody who does this for a living would have a better grasp on how to interact with somebody.
Your whole thing is being the empathetic guy that cares about people.
And yet you have no empathy for your fucking boyfriend.
Literally.
And also,
I thought you were supposed to like this guy.
And to go back to, like, the previous conversation they had at the first episode, being like, yeah, my crazy mother, blah, junkie, addict, blah, blah, blah. And he goes, let's invite her to a bar. Let's bring to a substance.
Bring her to a place where alcohol is sold.
Yeah, let's substances are used.
And he's like, and the rationale that he gives for this is he's like, it could be pretty entertaining, and Ian's like, I don't know.
Yeah, all that, and I'm like, you're not. That's the most opposite of harm reduction. That's just like fucking watching, like, I don't know,
and like Trevor doesn't, like, push. Like, he's not like, no, come on, Ian, we should. He literally is just like, think about it. Like, that's all he says. So it's like, okay, whatever. But
yeah, he's not pushing, but still, it's just like everything he told you, and you're like, let's go to bar.
Oh, yeah, let's take her to the bar. It could be really entertaining watching this crazy lady be crazy.
Yeah.
My goodness. So
my mother, who I have saved in my phone as don't answer this.
Answer at your own risk. And, like, Ian being like, and the other thing is, like, I think that Trevor should be able to put 2 and 2 together of, like, okay, Ian, my boyfriend, who is medicated bipolar, but clearly has, like, there has to have been some sort of episode for him to even be diagnosed.
Yeah.
And Ian, who's mentioned tumultuous upbringing, like, traumatic things happening to him, saying, yeah, I'm not really in contact with my unmedicated bipolar mother. Can we put 2 and 2 together here?
No, he can't.
No, we can't.
That's crazy. Let's go to the bar.
No, we can't, because Trevor fucking hates Ian at the end of the day. So they arrive at the bar, but it's closed for a private event, and Ian suggests that they go to a bar that they passed earlier, but then Trevor refuses because they check ID. And Ian tries to persuade him with, like, he offers to, like, pick up the tab or, like, to leave early, but Trevor puts his foot down. And Ian's also like, are you underage? Like, what do you, like, you're not underage. What do you mean? And then he's like, come on, like, I'll buy the drinks. We'll only stay for 1 drink. It'll be fine. And Trevor's like, no, I'm not going to that fucking bar. And just as, like, Ian's about to ask why exactly they can't go there, Monica shows up. And she starts, like, fawning all over him. She's like, I made a gorgeous man. You guys, I freak out every time. Ian then, like, drags Monica into the ID fight. And Trevor admits that he doesn't want to go because they make you show proof of gender confirmation surgery. And then he starts feeling, like, too vulnerable.
I have a 2 cents on this. So my whole thing is just, like, I got it. I like when I first watched this at first, I was like, oh yeah, that makes sense. His excuse is that it's a photo of him pre-transition. You can just show up to the DMV and take a new photo and, like, because his issue,
we've talked about this.
Yeah, like, his issue was name and gender, but, like, as a trans man who has not had those 2 things change, like, I got my photo updated, like, pretty recently, and I'm like, I've never had, not obviously speaking for my own existence, I haven't had any issues, but I'm like, his whole thing was, it's me pre-transition. Dog, you can just go, like, take a new photo. You can just take a new picture. But I guess he has a lot more dysphoric tendencies than I personally do, like, than I don't. Like, I don't know, like, just the way his character is brought up.
But you would think if he's really dysphoric, he would have already taken a new DMV photo.
And also, we're talking about the man who is a safe haven for individuals going through those things that probably have resources and all these things. So I'm like, yes, and then, I don't know, like, were they
also just like, I have a hard
time when they say gender confirmation surgery, are they saying that, like, homeboy needed to have bottom surgery to be able to get his gender marker changed? I don't think that was legally the case back then.
He has to, like, I guess it's just the fact that he has to out himself as a trans man to this bouncer. I also
thought he said he was implying that the bar makes you show proof of gender confirmation surgery.
I think that's what he's.
Which doesn't make any fucking sense.
I know that sense. I was like, but let's live within the, like, that was my other thing, was I was like, so a bar in Chicago in Boys Town would not do that.
Yeah.
Because that's where they are.
2016.
A cowboy bar.
Yeah.
Like, would just not do that.
I don't know, just
but,
the
like,
one thing
I was like,
that
okay, let's live in Story World and let's live in a world where they did make you do that.
Yeah.
It's just
like, I can understand if your name is not changed on your license, it's a lot of legal shit that, like, that's a lot. If your gender marker's not changed on your license, whatever, you're totally right. You can take a new photo whenever the fuck you want.
And, like, that still looks like you. It still has your identifier, but, like, if I'm being honest, like, for Trevor in particular, Trevor that far in his transition, looking the way he does, I promise no one's looking at his gender marker when they're looking at his ID. They're looking for his birth date, and that's it.
Yeah.
Well, and, like, Ian, like, asks why he can't see the, like, he's like, why won't you show me the ID? Like, just show me the ID. And then Trevor's like, it's a picture pre-transition.
Yeah.
He's like, it's an old photo, it's pre-transition. And then he starts, like, going off on this tangent about, like, and then he's like, and, like, I want to be sensitive to how Trevor is feeling, because it's like, no one should ever have to feel this way. But, like, Ian, like, he starts storming off because Trevor starts feeling really, like, vulnerable and exposed. and Ian tries to go after him, and Trevor only gets angrier. And then he's like, you want to see prom pictures? Oh, like, I didn't go to prom because I was in the hospital with slit wrists.
And
like,
Ian's like, the fuck are you talking about?
And it is literally like, what the fuck does this have to do with any of this? Like, I understand that Trevor is, like, upset, he's triggered, but this kind of, like, blowing up at Ian is not an isolated incident. He always assumes the worst intent, as if that's not, like, his boyfriend that he's been playing house with.
It's like, also piss poor
I'm like,
writing.
if Trevor's so fucking T for T, why was he the one to fucking seek out Ian at the beginning? Like, I just don't know.
Okay, and this is my perspective on it. I feel like Trevor, and this is why I'm like, this is such great rep, because I'm like, he sucks, and it's not even because he's trans.
Yeah.
I think Trevor, like, and it is a really, like, interesting take on it. I feel like Trevor is so, like, T for T, or he thought Ian was non-binary or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
We remember that. That was funny. But once he finds out that Ian is, like, a cis gay man, it feels like he kind of goes on this mission where he wants to, like, conquer him.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, have all this power in their relationship and power over Ian. And that's also why he constantly sort of, like, calls him out. And, like, he should call him out on ignorant shit, but, like, he's always assuming the worst intent from Ian when it comes to, like, comments or questions even. Like, Ian will ask a question and he'll be like, he'll just say some shit, or, like, making a comment and Trevor getting kind of snippy, and it's just like, okay, well, if Ian didn't know shit and he's gay,
you think anyone else
is surely not going to know anything.
Like, Ian was like, let me see your ID, because he was still on the are you not 21 of it all. And
right, he was like, prove to me that you're not underage.
And Ian didn't give a shit about the other parts of it. And instead of being like this is poor writing, like, of a trans character, like,
and like their experience of like going out. Yeah.
Well, it's like, Ian doesn't give a shit. Ian's already seen you naked and had sex with you. Like, it's like, you're not, and Ian knows you're trans. It's not like you're hiding anything from him.
Yeah, like, if you're not worried about, like, never mind, I shouldn't say anything. Never mind.
But it's just, I think the assumption, like, I think the assumption from Trevor of, like, because then he's like, oh, let's all gawk at the freak show. Like, it's like the assumption from Trevor that, like, Ian wants to see the license just to see a photo of him pre-transition. It's like, he didn't even know.
Yeah.
He didn't even know until you brought it up. I
don't know. It just, like, can't comprehend that, like, that is one of the easiest, like, things to do in that scenario of, like, legally transitioning, I guess is what I should say, or whatever, like, and, like, documentation or whatever.
Conflict.
But I'm like, I guess you have to come up with an excuse, because I'm like, also, who has an ID for that fucking long?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
because how old is Trevor? Do we remember how old he's supposed to be?
He's around
Early
Ian's
20s?
age, but I honestly have to guess, because Ian tends to like older boyfriends.
Than him
I have to
bit.
guess that Trevor's a couple years older. Also, because Ian is younger than he seems.
Yeah.
Ian at this point is probably...
Is he 20 at least?
21.
Yeah.
Like, he's pretty young. He's 21,
yeah, because he's getting into the bar easily with a freaking
He's
real
getting
ID.
into the bar just fine, and he doesn't care if they card, but he's definitely not, like, because in season 6, he's only, like, 19 or 20.
Yeah, but then again, he stayed the same age for, like, 3 years, so.
Yeah, so
for 3 seasons,
matter.
But that's because the timeline was, like, winter to the following winter.
So they're fighting.
So they're beefing, they're fighting. Ian, like, Trevor, like, snaps him, and he's like, I tried to kill myself on prom night, and Ian's like, what the fuck?
He's like, what are you talking about?
Ian's like, I was just giving you shit, like, what? And they're, like, still arguing, and then Monica steps in, and she's like, hey, stop fighting. It's okay. Ian just gets a little wound up, like, just like his mom. And that is what... It, like, they talk about the one nerve that, like, Monica knows how to pluck that no one else can pluck. That is Ian's nerve. That's Ian's nerve with everybody.
Do not compare me to her. Do not compare me to her. Do not compare me to her.
Not just that, but, like, his being bipolar is the one thing he continually keeps under wraps and, like, doesn't like to acknowledge, even with his own family, but especially with his romantic partners. Like, I was rewatching Caleb's scenes today.
Let's say Caleb stuff.
And after Ian tells him he's bipolar, Caleb's first question is just, what does it feel like? Like, kind of innocuous question. Like, he's just like, well, what is it? You know, what do you feel like? What does it feel like? And Ian's only response is, I have it under control.
Yeah.
He like does not want to talk about it.
And even Mickey, who witnessed it and got him through the lowest point when he was back on his feet, he's like, there was nothing. There's nothing wrong with me. Don't try to fix me. Like, there's nothing wrong with me.
He doesn't like being vulnerable because Ian, who literally got preyed on every single day.
Yeah. He couldn't accept like a loving,
he couldn't accept
natural help.
He also can't accept being weak. Like, he's like, oh, Ian, who literally got groomed by multiple older men and then went to the army and got like hazed by his drill sergeant and then went and worked as a stripper and a prostitute. He's like, if anybody knows me and I'm vulnerable, I will kill myself.
Yeah.
So, yeah, his only response is, I have it under control. And I feel like that's kind of probably the approach that he takes with Trevor as well, where he's like, I am bipolar, but you don't need to know anything about that. Okay? Just know that I'm on meds and I have it under control. Okay? So Ian turns on her and asks why she's there, and then he like kind of explodes a little because she can't answer. And then he's like, see, this is what she does. She just parachutes into your life like, hi, I'm here now, as if nothing happened. You know, I could have used a mom when I broke my collarbone at 12 or when I got my heart smashed for the first time.
Oh.
Mickey mentioned Mickey Ghost. The Mickey Ghost. And Trevor defends her. And he tells Ian to move on.
Dude, Trevor,
like,
she apologized,
move on. And it's like, and then Ian just like
she
gives
abandoned
up.
him and fed his mania. But
and it's like, he doesn't know that, but it's like, Trevor, if Ian didn't even tell you that he had a mom,
girl, you wouldn't have known.
Like,
yeah.
But it's also like, that alone is just like, he's so not in contact with her and she's such not a part of his life for a reason that he didn't even, you thought his mom was dead.
Yeah.
Like, this isn't something you just move on from. It's really, I really just feel like he's trying to like twist the knife and gang up on Ian because he's feeling cornered by Ian.
Yeah, he's already pissed off. He's like, let me piss him off more.
Let me piss him off more. So Ian like gives up and storms off, and then they're both like yelling after him, and Trevor's like, babe, like, come back. And it's like, oh my god, no, you did this. Like, Lip comes back to the house. Fiona's in the kitchen. Fucking Monica. Lip comes in and he's just like, fucking Monica. Fiona is like pissed. I think she's like angrily smoking a cigarette.
Mm-hmm.
And she's pissed that Monica was the one who got Franny back because she was at the Delgado's house every single day. And then Monica just gets to like waltz in and take all the credit. But then Lip calls her out on not leaving Debbie alone like she said she was going to. She was like, well, I thought you said you were going to let Debbie like just mother on her own. And then he lights his cigarette on the stove burner, which I thought was awesome. But it's like, well, okay, at the end of the day, Fiona's a human fucking being and she gives a shit about her niece. Yeah. She gives a shit about a baby in the house. Like, that's a baby. And she was once that neglected baby. And she's seen the other babies in the family be neglected. She's not going to not step in. So Fiona's planning to go to the meeting tomorrow, but she's nervous about leaving Edo alone, especially with Frank, and especially now that Monica's in town.
Yep.
And then she's still, like, channeling it all. She's stuck on that damn bad review because the girl who wrote it gave good reviews to, like, everywhere else. And this is, like, classic case of going Fiona, where she's, like, channeling her rage about her life into, like, something very ultimately trivial.
Unfortunately for this girl that left a bad review, Monica came back today.
She's really going Fiona on you. I'm sorry. Something will happen to you. Something bad will happen to you. So Lip asks if Fiona told Carl about Monica, and she says no, she doesn't want to bug him because it's like Hell Week or something. Mm-hmm. And then she asks if Lip is off booze again, and he says yes, and she skeptically double checks, did you also get a Coke at the alibi? And he lies and says yes. And like, there's really no way for Fiona to check this for sure because her and V are incommunicado and Kev was not there.
Mm-hmm.
And she's not going to fucking ask Monica.
Yeah, I was about to say, she's not going to add shit.
Yeah. Kev comes downstairs with a load of laundry and lets them know about throuple counseling. And he's nervous that he's going to say something he doesn't want to because he says that psychiatrists have crazy powers. He's like, they like look at you a certain way and then suddenly you have a memory of your foster mother forcing you to clean the toilet with a toothbrush because you wrote on the wall in black marker, holy shit, that's my memory. Steve is so good this episode. Like, he's just funny, but he's funny without being like a tone killer.
Clown. Yeah, he doesn't be a clown.
He's just funny.
It's just Kev.
That's just Kev. That's just Steve. But either way,
I honestly think that's what coming of age as an actor while on a very popular sitcom comes in too.
Oh, for sure. And like he is, his physical size like definitely lends to this, because it's like he's massive. Like he's a bumbling oaf type, whatever. Either way, he just wants someone to tell him what to do. Either like stay together or don't. He just doesn't know what to do. And then Ian storms in. Fucking Monica. Fucking Monica. Everybody, fucking Monica. And grabs a beer to commiserate. And then Kev's like, you know, she was always nice to me. And then the rest of them are silent. And he just goes, yeah, fuck her. Yeah, fuck Monica.
Never mind. I forgot. This is family.
Never mind. I forgot that she's your mom and she didn't act like a mom. My bad.
Right. I had to clean her blood off the kitchen floor. Right. Fuck her.
Fiona says if she comes to her again, she's just gonna like pretend she's there, like ignore her. And Lip calls bullshit on this. He's like, you're so gonna go Fiona, and he bets $20 on it. Well, he's like, you're gonna explode at her, you're gonna snap. And he starts talking. He's like, no, what she's gonna do is she's gonna find that one nerve that no one else on the planet can touch, and she's gonna dig in. She's gonna start picking at it.
Yep.
And you're gonna snap. And then Fiona's like, nope, I'm gonna keep calm. Like, I know it. I just know I'm gonna keep calm. And they bet $20 on it.
Easiest $20 ever.
Outside, it's a delayed payoff for sure. It doesn't happen immediately, but yeah, it's a guarantee. Outside the laundromat, a drunk Monica is throwing shit at the windows and yelling for Frank, because somebody mentions that Frank's like living with Etta. And Monica's like, shit, he's living with a woman? That means it's like serious. He's not just like fucking a woman.
But she obviously doesn't know the fucking situation of it.
Well, she doesn't know that Etta's like old and has dementia and like, yeah.
It's Sheila. She's seen Sheila again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But even then, like, Sheila did not matter to Frank. Frank folded pretty quickly. Well, Monica was with Bob at the time, but like Frank folded pretty quickly. Yeah. She throws both of her shoes at the window. This becomes important to me later, personally. And then Frank goes to the window and like watches her for a second and then just like looks down. He's just totally broken, exhausted. At Neil's, Debbie can't sleep. Neil tells her to come back to bed, but she just can't put Franny down. Sierra comes back home. She's happy to see Franny. And Debbie then tells her that Monica will be staying with them for a few days and she's like, well, since like you and Lucas are moving out anyway, like I started packing up some of your things. And Sierra's like, what? And she's like, yeah, you know, Monica's just like a lot. She just takes up a lot of space, like she mentally put, like, a bunch of random
shit in a box too. Like,
yeah, she starts putting she just put a bunch of random shit in the box, and then Sierra's like, "Well, I don't really have a place," and then Debbie's like, "Well, like, it's just that she's like a lot. Like, there just isn't room for all of us here," and like she's like, "It's okay. Like, I already packed some of your stuff," and Sierra just like doesn't even put up a fight because Debbie's too fucking annoying.
Yeah.
And she mentions too, she's like, I did have a place, but it's like a shithole. The next morning, Lip has missed his interview and Ewens is blowing his phone up. And then Lip starts drinking his sorrows away because fucking Monica.
Ugh.
The thing about that was like when his phone lit up, it was 6 a.m. And I was like, he missed the interview at 6 a.m.
Yeah, dude, he had to be up at fucking 5 to be there at 6.
Did he have to be there at 5?
Maybe the interview was yesterday. Maybe it was the day before. Yeah.
No, because Lip calls him midday yesterday. Midday the day before. Oh. When he's at the Alibi. So I was like, damn, it's 6 a.m. though.
It's an early ass interview. I found honestly, I don't need to.
Honestly, it's probably just a phone. It's just phone prop mistake. I was like, okay, but. At the mat, Fiona calls Debbie to check on the timing of the DCFS meeting, but she doesn't get an answer. Etta comes down and Fiona's really excited to tell her about her 32-cent profit.
Yeah.
And then she tells her about the bad review. And Etta's like, well, what kind of person would bother writing a bad review of a laundromat? And Fiona says, apparently some dumbass narcissist who's got nothing to do with my life but needs to start shit because it makes her feel important. So she's talking about Monica.
yeah, this is very clearly about Monica, not a teenage girl who wrote a Yelp review.
Yeah. And then Fiona asks where Wendell is, and Edda's like, Wendell's dead.
Wendell's dead.
Monica storms in looking for Frank. Fiona does ignore her. And Monica's like yelling for Frank.
Yeah. I once again, like the brilliance that is Frank and Monica comes down to the fact that it's fucking Chloe Webb and William H. Macy.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
legit.
It is...
And like, it was like, it's literally just two people who can't fucking quit each other. Like an addiction. But it's like, can't fucking quit each other, and not in like a way that's constructive, in a way that is completely and totally destructive to everything around them.
Yeah.
It's addicting to watch.
And like show-wise, it's two incredible actors who throw like an amazing amount of themselves into these characters. Yeah. Like throwing yourself around like Monica on a manic spiral is a bonkers thing to ask of a person to do for like 6 or 7 takes for the fucking show. Like,
and like the beauty, I think the really like impactful thing that they did with Monica is that she literally only appears a handful of times in the show.
Yeah.
And it's
but her presence looms large.
Yes, all of the everything is influenced by her and what she did to them, the stories that they tell, the behaviors that they have, the traumas that they carry. It's like, it's all because of Monica, partly because of Frank. But even Frank's own behavior is heavily influenced by Monica and the lack of Monica. That when she comes back around,
helped him derail for the very first time ever, too.
Yeah.
Yeah. That when she comes back around, it's like, I feel like the writers are like, yes, because we get to like really do some destruction.
Yeah.
To everybody.
She's a wrecking ball.
She's Hurricane Monica. Yeah. Just so good. So she finally comes over to her and she's like, Fiona, I don't blame you for hating me. I kind of hate myself, but I'm going to make good. So, and then she's like, I'm going to make good. And then she's like, so Debbie showed me a photo of Carl in his military uniform. He looks so sharp. And Liam at Hopkins Academy. And Debbie's a mom. I must have done something right. And then Fiona, like, doesn't, like, move. And then Monica's like, and you did great things too, Fiona. Taking care of all the kids. You are amazing. You did a much better job than I could have. I'm proud of you. And that's the nerve.
Yeah, it is.
Fiona's core wound is, like, especially just, like, the little, like, the subtle differences in the way she says things, like, oh, I must have done something right, and then she's like, and you also did great things, Fiona. You did some good stuff.
As if Fiona didn't raise those children.
As if Fiona didn't literally raise those kids. And on top of that, finishing off with, I'm proud of you.
Fuck off.
Bullet to the chest. Fiona,
you've never earned the right to be proud of me.
You never were around to see it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Fiona has angry tears in her eyes, and she leaves the mat, does not blow up at her, leaves the mat, goes over to Patsy's to refill the coffee pot. Fucking Monica. Everyone wrote great reviews to bury the bad one, but Fiona is like, I'm over it. It's like that SNL sketch with Ashley Padilla where she gets that bad haircut and then she's like, I like it. Like Fiona's walking around the Patsy's being like, I'm over it. And she's so clearly not. Lip comes in to pick up his check and Fiona goes to the back office to grab it. Then Sierra offers Lip a coffee and starts to like make some conversation. And she's like, your mom is fucking crazy. She's staying at my house. She trashed it. She puked in my bed, and then she stole a pair of my shoes because she lost hers. And she has some, like, newfound sympathy for Lip because this must have been nightmarish to grow up with. Quick side note, like, on Monica thing. Well, her losing her shoes was clearly because, like,
she threw her shoes.
We saw her throw her shoes. But, like, Monica getting so drunk that she's in that state. Was she hanging out with Trevor the whole time?
Oh my god.
Because Trevor does say later, like, Trevor's like, we didn't hang out for that long. But it's like, well,
You got her.
You hung out enough.
You hung out plenty. Or if Trevor left, so what? She just made friends with like gay guys at a bar?
Knowing her, yeah, she did.
I mean, yeah, she's got that
did.
crazy girl energy that's some.
Well, they're like, girl, we love you.
Yeah.
They're like, we love you, you're crazy. And then she's like, I know.
She's like, yay, shots.
Sierra tells Lip that she put a deposit down on a studio and he knows the one that she put the deposit down on, and it's like a total shithole. It needs a lot of fixing up.
The set of it is the apartment above the alibi.
Yeah. Yeah. We talked about this, but the Robbie's loft turning into Gus's loft or something as well. And then the homeless shelter was Sheila's house.
Yep.
The
lights were flickering.
The lights were flickering. But also, that's just like smart set design. Because even in season 5, it's like they're just being budget.
We never see the Milkovich house again.
They tore that bitch down.
I know. Well, they are squatting in some random house in season 10. Like when Mickey goes in.
They move in by the Gallaghers.
No, not even that one. There's a different one that they're like squatting in season 10 when Mickey goes by and finds out about spousal privilege. They're not in the Milkovich house, but they are in like a Milkovich house. That's not the one next door to the Gallaghers. Anyway,
Warren's lip.
Yeah. Well, no. Sierra's like, the apartment needs a bunch of work, and then Lip asks if she's still pissed at him, and she says that she's starting to warm up to him again. Mm-hmm. Just because she has some empathy, because Monica is fucking crazy. Yeah. Fiona warns Lip not to go over to the mat because Monica's over there, and then she maintains that she's still cool as a summer breeze. And Lip sneaks behind the counter to doctor his coffee again. At marriage counseling, the counselor is over the moon to have a throuple in the building. Mm-hmm. And
she's just like amazed by them.
She's like, I did so much Googling and reading last night. And it's like, that's not something you want to hear your marriage counselor say.
This is a character actress lady I recognize as like being in
funny.
An episode of everything. Yeah.
Kevin V are receptive to the idea of marriage counseling as a whole, but Svetlana is like over it. She's like wearing sunglasses and like looking off into the distance.
She is Russian. They do not do this.
Kev starts to tell her their problem. They keep going around in circles like the snake eating its own tail. The Ouroboros. Finally, she's like, oh, the Ouroboros. And then he's like, oh my God, yeah. And then he starts like babbling. He's like, I want to get a tattoo of it, like on my hip. And V's like, Kevin, shut the fuck up. And he's like, okay, I'm uncomfortable. Like, this is weird. And so the counselor just has him start by explaining their situation. So he does. He says, V is in love with both of us, but I'm not in love with Lana. I mean, I like her a lot. At least I used to, but then shit got all fucked up. And sometimes I feel like I'm scared that V might love Lana more than she loves me. And V is like taken aback because that is so not true. Mm-hmm. And then the counselor asks if V has any fears, and she says, I'm worried that Svetlana doesn't love either of us. And then the counselor asks Svetlana if that's true, and she gets defensive. She's like, I don't show love in regular ways. I show it by doing. I fix the bar, I take care of the babies, I do oral. And she's like, everything I've done for these two. And it's, like, not really landing with Kevin V because the counselor's like, are you hearing Lana? And they're like, yeah. And then they're like, what is she saying? And it's like, she gives oral.
Literally, you would have lost your bar without her.
Like, genuinely. But it's, like, and then the point is, like, that she did it under their noses. Like, that's, like, the whole point. But at the DCFS meeting, Debbie's trying to
with our lovely Linda from the call center in 911.
Miss yes. And her name in the show, Yolanda.
Linda.
Yolanda, which is such a good name. I feel like it's a name I don't hear often. Like, Yolanda, kind of awesome name. At the DCFS meeting, Debbie's trying to defend Monica smashing up all the windows at the house by saying she's bipolar. Like, they're like, she smashed our windows. And then Debbie's like, she's bipolar. Like,
sorry, I can't control that.
She's bipolar and you stole her grandchild.
Yeah. And then Yolanda's like, well, that's an issue for civil court. And today we're here to talk about Franny. the Delgados are the ones in trouble for kidnapping Franny. Monica strolls in, clearly intoxicated.
Glasses on.
Just like, it like more than hungover, because she didn't look like that when she was at the mat. Like, she's like drunk or something on drugs. And introduces herself as the grandmother and then takes her seat. And they get into like a couple tiffs here and there. Yolanda asks if Derek withdrew from Franny's life, and they confirm that this is true. But his family also insists that like Debbie baby trapped him.
Mm-hmm.
And this like starts to devolve into an argument. And Yolanda's like, okay, everybody shut the fuck up. No more baseball bats. No more baby napping. Debbie gets to keep the baby, but will be watched by DCFS to make sure that like the home is stable. And then she goes, any other shit goes down, I'm calling the FBI. But yay, Debbie got her baby back.
Debbie got her baby back.
She's like, everybody else can visit.
Yeah.
Lip is fixing up Sierra's new place, and she comes in to find him, and she's still pissed about what happened with Charlie.
Didn't he break in?
Yeah, he broke in and started working on the place.
But,
Or
like,
not
once
broken.
again,
Actually,
they
he
did not
said that the
even
door was.
like-
He said that the door was unlocked or something. Because she asks, she's like, "You broke into my fucking apartment?" And he's like, "No, your door was unlocked." Like,
They didn't even, like, the way that it was so easily clockable as the apartment above the alibi. Like, come
Yeah.
on, guys. Throw up a fake wall or something.
they moved the door though. I think they moved the door to the other side.
I was about to say, yeah, the perspective is coming from like the right versus like the left.
Yeah, and it's not just because they're filming from a different angle. Like the way it's set up, they moved the door to the other side. And then she's like, "Didn't I break up with you?" And Lips says, "Well, I didn't have a say in that." And then he begs to get her back. He comes closer, and she smells alcohol on him and asks if he's been drinking. And then he like holds her face in both hands like he did with Mandy, where he's like, and with Karen at first in season 1, when he's like, I don't love you. And with Mandy, when he's like, she says, I love you. And he's like, you're a good person. So he's like holding her face, iron grip like this. And his eyes are like so bloodshot. And he's like, and he insists that he hasn't been drinking. And he's like, you're so strong. You're so good for me. And this like sets her off because she's not his keeper, nor does she want to be. And she's not going to be a new Fiona. She literally has a line that is so good where she's like, what, you've had Fiona putting out fires for you forever? Like, and he goes, I'm sorry, so this is about money? And she goes, this is about you growing up and owning your shit. I'm not a function on your personal journey toward enlightenment. I'm a human fucking being with issues, and I don't need another one.
Dude, she's so badass.
So good.
I love her.
The one thing that does make me laugh is sometimes she reminds me of that. I'm bringing up SNL a lot tonight, but do you remember that SNL sketch with Heidi Gardner where she's playing Boxer's girlfriend in a boxing movie?
Oh, yes. I'm taking the kids and I'm staying with my sister.
I'm going to my sister's. Like, she kind of reminds me of that sometimes when she'll just like, this is about, like, I'm not a function on your personal journey toward fucking enlightenment. Like,
Yeah. And now I'm taking the kids and I'm
taking
with
my
sister.
son and I'm going to my brother's. Back at the alibi, V and Svet are exhausted, but Kev feels so much lighter, and so they're like pretending like they loved marriage counseling.
Yeah.
And he's like, I'm so happy you guys agreed to do this for me. And so V asks if he's going to move back in, and he says that there's still trust to rebuild, but he thinks he can. So they decide to celebrate with a drink, and Svet goes to check on the babies while Kev pours them shots, and he decides on the Ouroboros tequila. A liquor delivery comes in, but it's not their usual guy, nor is it their usual distributor. And they don't remember changing distributors, but the guy says the owner made the switch last week and they need to sign for the delivery. Kev goes over to sign for it, but then he says, no, the paperwork says that Svetlana Fisher is the owner.
Bang, 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 bang,
So,
bang.
my gun's going off. Svetlana comes back down. She says that she changed vendors because it was cheaper and they were getting swindled by their other one. And V was like, well, you can't just do that. And then Kev asks he's like, Lana, like, what is going on? and she reveals that she is the new owner of the Alibi, and then takes a shot to celebrate.
Damn.
She's like,
now it's her downfall.
She's like, we're family again, and like takes the shot.
Ugh.
Debbie comes into the mat with Franny, and Fiona greets them, asks where Monica is, and Debbie doesn't know. And she tells Fiona that DCFS said that she could keep the baby. And Fiona congratulates her very passive-aggressively. And Debbie's like, you're pissed because I didn't invite you to the meeting. And then Fiona doesn't say anything. Like, she's just like, no, I'm not. Like, it's fine. It's fine. And then Debbie's like, well, I would have, but, like, Monica really wanted to go. And Fiona's like, it's fine. And then Debbie asks for a job. And Fiona makes a choice here to, like, she makes the choice to not blow up. Mm-hmm. She kind of softens, and she's like, well, I thought you couldn't stomach taking orders from me. And Debbie's like, I promise it's not going to be an issue. So Fiona says that she can run the fluff and fold service, and then she agrees to let Debbie bring Franny to work with her. And Debbie's like super pumped about this, and she says that she can't wait to tell Monica.
Oof.
And that's the nerve. Fiona kind of breaks, and she says, wow, you really fell for it this time, didn't you? And Debbie asks what she means. Like, she's like, what do you mean? She got back Franny. And Fiona says, and that makes up for a lifetime of bullshit. And Debbie's like, well, no. And then she's like, oh, but Hurricane Monica blows into town and saves the day. Let's give her a fucking medal. And then immediately, one of the waitresses from Patsy's comes in. The girl who gave the bad Yelp review is at the diner, and Fiona's already untethered. So
that's crazy to have a photo on your Yelp. Like, I've never heard of people putting her profile their faces. Picture. Yeah. That's what I'm saying, it's putting their faces on a Yelp profile.
So she stomps over to Patsy's and plops herself down at the table, asking if this girl wrote the review. And then she, like, steals her... She's like, I saw a Yelp review that you wrote. Like, that was you, right? And the girl's like, yeah. And she, like, steals her milkshake and starts drinking it. And then the girl's like, yeah, who are you? And she introduces herself as the clueless Southside chick. And Jessie, the girl...
I kind of love when Fiona has crazy in her eyes.
When Fiona goes like Fiona. Yeah. I love when this happens. Jessie says that it was just, like, honest feedback. And Fiona goes, oh, well, can I give it back? Because that shirt is hideous. And
it was ugly.
It really is. It was really hideous. And then she continues on. There's a guy sitting at the table with them. And she goes, you know what? Let me review Jessie for you, sir.
He's also giggling the entire time, if you're watching.
Well, then he starts to get scared when Fiona starts getting scary. Like, he's like... He goes, Jessie is a condescending, entitled, privileged piece of hipster trash who thinks that she's making the world a better place with her shitty opinions. But really, she's too much of a coward to bring her issues to the owner directly, so she's got to tell the fucking internet. And then she leans in really close and her voice gets all deep and scary. And she's like, I took a mortgage out of my fucking house and you just dumped on it like it was nothing. And then Jessie's like, I'm sorry. And Fiona smushes burger all over her shirt. Not burger. And Jessie runs out and she yells after her, yeah, maybe you should stop being such an asshole, huh? Go cry to your daddy about your trust fund, you little bitch. And to me, that was a Jimmy Steve ghost. Yeah. Why don't you go cry to your gay dad about it? Back outside the Morton house, Monica is on her way in when the bush, like, rustles and she turns around and spots Frank watching her. And he lies and says that he was just checking in on Franny. And she calls bullshit. He obviously still cares about her. And then he snaps and starts yelling, why did you come back? Haven't you ruined my life enough already? And she kind of, like, pauses. And she's like, just come with me. Like, I have something to show you. I have something to tell you. And he gives in. Inside the house, she shows him a series of brain scans. She has a blood clot in her brain that could hemorrhage at any moment. This is it. She's dying. And the doctors said that she probably got it from an infected needle. So Damn. It's not even from her lifelong mental illness. Mm-hmm. It's not from any freak accident. It's from drug addiction. Frank bursts into sobs and falls into her arms. And she's, like, rocking him back and forth and trying to soothe him. She's like, it's okay. It's okay, Frank. Like, I have a plan. It's going to be okay. I wailed, you guys. I was like... so
sad.
I was like, oh my God. Okay, ow. Like, that hurts. Back at the Gallagher house, Trevor's come by and is on the couch, and Ian comes over with 2 beers and a joint. It seems like Trevor has come to apologize. And Ian asks if he hung out with Monica after he left, and he says, yeah, they had a couple drinks. A couple? You had more than one drink with her?
Got her sloppy as hell.
Ian asks if they had fun, and he says, not really. She's pretty crazy. And Ian's like, yep. And then he asks what they talked about, and Trevor says that they talked about him, and that she misses him. And Ian's like, you can't take her side with that stuff. Because Trevor doesn't know the whole story, but it's also, he's just like, you have to know that there's a reason that she's not in my life. Like, you can't take her side with this stuff. And Trevor's like, it's okay. I would be fine to never see her again. She's nuts. And then they, like, laugh about that. As an olive branch, Trevor pulls out his driver's license and shows Ian. And they make fun of his Jersey hairsprayed hair and fake tan. Well, he has, like, a crazy bump going on, like, and we don't see the photo, but he has, like, a crazy bump, apparently, and then he's like, yeah, that's a whole can of Aquanet, and then he's like, yeah, I'm from Jersey, so that's just how we do things. Outside, Lip comes up on Fiona smoking a cigarette, and she hands him his 20 and says that she doesn't want to talk about it. Headlights roll up and blind the both of them.
Oh...
A detective,
it's time for my Boo Bear.
A detective steps out and asks for Ian, and they call Ian outside. And the detective informs them that Mikhalio Alexsander Milkovich has escaped from prison. And
Mickey?
Everyone is, and Ian's like, Mickey? And then he's like, yeah, he escaped from prison last night. And everyone's jaws drop. End of episode. Okay. We'll get through this really quickly, and then I have some Shameless history. End credit song was You and I by Margaret Glaspie. There is a deleted scene in this episode. It is Lip calling Ian, like, in the bathroom in the morning, telling him that Monica's back. Ian's at work, and they have, like, a phone conversation. And, well, Lip calls Ian and is like, Monica's back, and Ian's like, I know, she texted me. And then they kind of, like, chat a little about it, and I think Ian tells Lip, like, he's like, don't let her get in your head, like, you know. So that was crazy. And I was like, oh my god, Mickey sensed that there was something amiss in Ian world, and he said all Trevors have to call now. He was like, the time is now.
Exile.
Like, he sensed that Monica was back in town, and he was like, the time is now. I have to get out.
I need to blow this up.
Next week is the Miss Me heard around the world. Lip's drinking. Fiona and Lip are beefing over the drinking. And Monica and Frank are Bonnie and Clyding out. They didn't even have Mickey, like, in the promo. It's just the phone ringing with no audio, and then Ian getting taken into the van. And I remember the buzz was fucking insane.
Yeah.
I feel like this is, like... And I know we've, like, alluded to this before, but, like, now that we're actually... Sorry, I just moved around a whole bunch. Now that we're actually, like, here, I would love to talk about what it was like to be watching this show live.
So I was in college when this was airing, so I didn't have regular access to, like, DVR. So if I was, like,
if you missed
busy
an episode, you missed
when
it.
the episode was airing, I would have to, like, log into, like, Showtime.com and
I
watch
remember
it, like,
I was logging into that too. Yeah.
Yeah. And, like, use my parents' internet, like, you know,
Showtime
DirecTV thing, whatever, yeah. So I would log in the next, but I was, like, it was 2016, so it was, like, the end of the times that I was on Tumblr regularly, too, in college. It was my junior year, if it was 2016. No, this was the end of my sophomore year. No? Yes. Yeah. It was my junior year. I was
in, like, early high school, which is
crazy. Because I graduated 2017. No, fuck. This was my senior year. If this was November of 2016.
Of college?
This was my senior year of college. Yeah. So I remember being on Tumblr, and I saw this clip on Tumblr first because I had clocked out of Shameless for so long. So I saw this clip on Tumblr first, and I went, huh, wait a damn minute.
You were like, I'm so
back. And then I went back. I went back and I watched that clip. And then by the next episode, I made sure I was not busy at 9 p.m. on Sunday night. And I watched that episode air live. That shit was fucking bananas.
That was
like
literally so buzzy.
Watching this happen in real time, watching like I think it's 3 episodes, watching this like string of 3 episodes.
It's like 2. But the next
this
3
one
are
and then the
really
other 2.
important. Yeah.
Watching like, well, we'll come up to it in the like, watching Mickey put on that dress and kiss him goodbye was like so
don't piss me
fucking
off.
painful.
It was
because like it felt like the end. Like it felt like
it
felt like they've written, because there's no way that they could have had Ian follow him. It felt like it was over. It was crazy.
One of those decisions where like you understand. I mean, it was so heartbreaking because like you understand for plot reasons, like, or in universe character reasons, why they can't be together.
Yeah.
But you're like, this just feels like a kick in the teeth a little bit. Yeah. So I never clocked out of Shameless, clearly. I'm such a Harlequin romance. I'm such like a rom-com, like romance based person that like when there was no possibility for a happily ever after, I was like, I can't watch him continue to exist without knowing that he gets what he wants in the end. And Mickey is what he wants. So what was going on behind the scenes was even fucking crazier. Evan, I recently, because I knew we were going to record this episode, I went back into my like spam Instagram archive to find what I was posting around this time. And I went back into my Tumblr archive to find what I was posting around this time. My Twitter account, I think I was using a different account or something, but I don't have any tweets from that time. Okay. I feel like we need to go back and be like, so what even like caused this departure in the first place, like Noel leaving? The rumor, like the story that was always told is like he had other commitments. That was the story that was originally told, was like he just has other commitments. He wanted to explore other opportunities.
Yeah. And he was rather busy at the time.
Rather busy, and he had done that in years past, but story-wise, it didn't make a whole lot of sense to write Mickey off for an indeterminate amount of time.
Yeah.
Obviously, because their relationship had hit such a breaking point. Like, obviously, fans were upset.
Yeah.
And this was when, like, internet fandom was kind of really starting to, like, develop in a tangible way that was, like, interacting loudly with the people in power.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like,
and mind you, when this aired, Trump had just won for the first time. So like, we're all feeling big emotions, and then you go to turn to this, and you're like, well, I can tune my brain out with
I'm
this.
Talking even way back into
minutes.
Like season 5.
Yeah.
Like Noel leaving was kind of like it was very out of left field. It felt very out of left field and abrupt for the story.
Yeah.
And
it was literally rewritten last minute and reshot.
Well, the story was always like that. Like, yeah, he decided to leave. Over the years,
because
though,
I went over this when we did season 5. Like, the whole cast was live tweeting, and then the whole cast fucking stopped because none of them knew that season 5 ending was happening that way.
Well, or they were like, "This is awkward."
Yeah,
like,
sorry guys, we can't comment on it because
I felt like they wouldn't have planned to live tweet the episode if they knew that's how the episode ended, because every single one of them stopped, and nobody answered anything else after that scene happened.
I just think they were like bracing for like fan reaction, because I think they had to have known. I think like Cameron would have told them or something. No,
I think it was confirmed. I think it might have been Steve that confirmed it, that none of them knew that was going to happen.
Interesting. They kept it
under wraps. That was not the finale that they read at like table read. That was not the finale that they knew, but like that scene was rewritten and reshot.
There's things happening afoot over the years though. Like, so that was always the narrative, and then like everyone being like I remember it got so heated at one point that John Wells was like, "You want Noel's fucking phone number?
Yeah,
you want to ask him to come back yourself?" Like, and like it actually like they were like, "Do you want his home address?" Like, it was genuinely like there was real beef being exchanged, and like over the years, like it's kind of become clear that the show had some compensation issues when it came to what the actors were being paid. Like, very publicly, Emmy Rossum had a dispute with production that, like, delayed season 8. I think, not like delayed crazily, but like I remember season 8 was kind of up in the air because they were renegotiating
after 7
contracts.
seasons you renegotiate your contract, yeah.
And then,
and she, at that point, she's like, it was that when they started, she was not the big name that William H. Macy was, but now she was essentially leading the show and decided she deserved what William H. Macy was making.
And he supported that.
Yeah.
And it simply was also just like, we don't know if we have the money to do this. And then later on, like after Cameron left, more so after Cameron came back, there were a couple of interviews that kind of hinted at like money being a reason that like people were having issues with staying on the show sometimes, because it was like Cameron was like, well, the first thing that I made sure of when they asked me to come back is that Noel would be also returning, that Ian, and that we would be continuing to tell Ian's story as it is with Mickey. And he was like, the second thing that I made sure is that we were both going to be fairly compensated. He did say this. So,
and they made sure that Noel was a regular, was like for the first time a series regular.
I mean, yeah, like if I'm like looking at Noel Fisher, if I'm Noel Fisher and I'm like, okay, I've been working been popping in and out of the show, and then finally I have like a season regular role. You know, either like they've decided they're not going to promote me to a series regular, or they're not going to give me a pay raise or whatever. Like, I'm still making the same amount of money that I was making as a recurring or whatever. And I'm really fucking good at my job. Like, I would explore other stuff too.
Yeah.
But
and yeah, I highly respect Cameron using that leverage, because he's like, well, Emmy left and now you want me back. And here's what the fuck you have to do to get me back.
And, like, I know things got a little hairy on the internet between Cameron and the audience as well. I remember he was very liberal with the block button. Which, that's like, awesome. Good for him.
He was a little Oliver Stark in the good old days on,
he would get his licks back for sure.
He sure would.
But, like, honestly, with how annoying people were, it's like, yeah. And myself included, I was, like, 15, and I was like, I don't understand how this works at all. And I just think that things just happen. So, like, I was annoying as shit, too. But, yeah. So, like, that all happened. And then I just remember, like, all of this information leaked ahead of time. So, when they were shooting in Chicago... First of all, we remember that photo that Emma posted from the makeup trailer that had, like, the hand tattoos in the background.
Mickey's tattoos, yeah.
Then, they were casting locally in Chicago for the detective who comes and reports that Mickey's broken out. So, those sides got leaked. Because that was the audition, was just that little bit.
Yeah, that's how we got Mickey's middle name.
Yeah. And also Mikhalio was like, whatever, was, that was like a headcanon. That was like a fanon thing in fanfiction for many years. And then, like, it was just like randomly converted
John
on a Tuesday.
Like, what the hell, yeah.
What the hell,
yeah.
Because it's a Ukrainian name, so everyone was like,
Mikhalio Alexsander Milkovich.
I think Alexander was also like fanon. I'm pretty damn sure that was also like a widely used fan fiction middle name for Mickey with that spelling. So that all gets leaked and people are like, what the fuck? Then, like, somehow somebody leaked the entire arc. I remember this happening. Somebody posted on Tumblr, they were like, so Mickey comes back and he's got long hair and he's with his cellmate and he broke out of prison, and then he asks Ian to come to Mexico with him, and then Ian does. And, like, they literally detailed, like, every single scene. Yeah. And then, like, people were just in such disbelief because that same person was like, and then they're at the border and then Ian says he can't do it and Mickey goes over the border and that's the end. And they were even like, Ian tells Mickey that he loves him. And I just remember, like, being like, no, surely this is, like, fake leaks. Like, this can't be true. And then once the events of episode 10 played out exactly how they said it, it was like, no. No, I know what's coming. Like, it literally was like, I have the burden of knowing what was coming. And then, like, when they were filming in Chicago, I think they kept it pretty under wraps in LA, like, because they were kind of out in the desert shooting all that stuff. But when they were filming in Chicago, like, when Noel was there, they literally, like, Noel was, like, on the street taking photos with fans while in costume as Mickey.
In like, the hair. Yeah.
Months before season 7 even started.
Yeah.
Like, in the hair, holding the tattoos up, like, and people were like, what the fuck? And then the last thing was that I remember this came with an entire social media campaign. Do you guys remember this? Hashtag bring Mickey back. Oh my god. Okay. So on Twitter, this like happened on Twitter. So hashtag bring Mickey back was something that would trend a lot during the airing of season 6 and 7 because people were like, this show fucking sucks without him. And then when this season 7 episode aired and they said that Mickey broke out of prison, the Shameless social media changed their icon, their bio, posted a video of Noel in character pretending to like dig out of prison. It was like he was like digging out of no. What the fuck was it?
I'm looking at tweets from 2019 that were Ian needs his Mickey, hashtag bring Mickey back.
I can't
bring
remember
Mickey back. We deserve answers. It's that simple. Bring Mickey. These are like the Shameless official accounts.
Oh yeah, no, they pretended. This is what they did. They changed the profile picture and everything, and they pretended like a crazed fan had hacked the Twitter, and they were posting.
Yes. I remember this. Yes.
And then later they like regained control of the account, quote unquote, and then they posted a video of Noel in character pretending to dig out of a prison cell with a spoon.
I fucking remember this. I remember every second of this.
Because he's like, hold the fuck on, like I'm coming, and then he's like I'm using a fucking spoon, whatever. Yeah. And then they were like, yeah, Mickey's coming back in the next episode, and like this social media campaign was so massive, and came with like all sorts of other things. And then,
oh my god! You just unearthed that memory of the hacked, the
Shameless historian. and then they got nominated for a Shorty Award.
Yeah, they did.
Yep. So that was crazy. I remember that being like the best night ever on the internet. I was like, and he's coming home. Like,
yeah. Oh my god!
Whole house was celebrating.
I forgot that.
Being a fan of the show at that time was nutty. Like, just. And the total, like, vitriol that, like, the fans and the writers had for each other was, like, insane.
Dude, I'm just, like, I can't believe we started this while season 11 was airing.
This podcast? I know. And now it's, like, we're 5 years out. Still talking about a show that ended 5 years ago.
Yeah. And we've got 4 seasons left.
They're gonna fly by.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yep. Mikhalio Alexsander Milkovich, you come home to me.
They literally called in the troops. They were like, we need her. We need her
Monica
back.
and Mickey. Stat.
Now. And we need to parallel them to each other now.
Yes. We need the 2 most destructive, important people in Ian Gallagher's life. Get them to the set.
The way that the show, like, becomes the Ian Fiona show.
Literally.
And Lip is also there. But
and Lip is also there.
It literally felt like, I think I said this last week, or last time we recorded, it literally felt like after a certain point, like Fiona and Ian were in a different series from everybody else. And then Ian and Mickey were in a different series from everybody else. It was like, why are they? It's literally the SpongeBob meme where it's like SpongeBob B plot, and he's like in the tunnels.
They got really bad about like when characters got into relationships to continue the familial relationship. They focus so much on like, oh, we have to write Ian and Mickey, like, so that Ian still is a Gallagher, and like we have to remember that he has to fit in the Gallaghers too. And they just like, they just forgot. They would write people off into hallways and forget to bring them back into a main room together.
I mean, like, I do think that in terms of like character, like, I think season 11 is this weird outlier because they had like COVID happening. Season 10, I think, is a really good example of like what they could have been doing, and they did a lot of it really nicely. Because like Ian's relationship with Lip never goes away, and even his relationship with Debbie never goes away. Carl Ian and Carl build such a strong relationship in season 8 that does kind of go away. I just like, I feel like Ian never stops being a Gallagher, but he starts to become more of a Milkovich. Like, and this goes all the way back to season 5 when he's like living with Mickey. It's like, yeah, Ian kind of stops being a Gallagher and is being a Milkovich at that time. But in season 10, it's like Mickey and Ian are both living in this like kind of hybrid Gallagher-Milkovich world, which is what they should do because they're fucking married. But like, that's always what's really nice and what makes you feel like their relationship is going to last, is that as much as Mickey throws himself in with the Gallaghers and like lives at the house and like wants to go to Liam's naming thing at the school and all this, that, and takes care of Franny and whatever, it's like, yeah, and Ian is like talking to the Milkovich cousins, loitering in the yard, helping Mickey with Terry's death.
Yeah.
Like, you know, making plans with Sandy.
Picking Mickey up after his little, like, moving truck scam.
Yeah, it's just like, it's, yeah. So it's like, yay, they're doing marriage. Good for them.
Yeah.
Literally good for them. This show, you guys, so fucking good.
Shameless Landia.
Shameless Landia, you're always so good to me, and we are seriously coming, like, we're, yeah. I'm kind of a season 8 defender.
I'm excited to get into it. I'm excited to see it for the first time.
It's not bad. I think I think the most important thing is like the immediate aftermath of Monica's death. Truly, the most important story that they do tell through that whole season is Ian's, and that's not even me like being biased.
Yeah,
it's literally just like he's the only one whose grief over Monica like continues to spiral.
Yeah.
Season 9 is owned by Fiona. It's Fiona's season for sure. Her swan song. Yep. And then
it's Galavich time.
And then it's Galavich keeping the lights on.
Yeah.
The one thing that kind of pissed me off that like that I was loving in this episode, and then I'm like, man, I really wish we still did more of this, is like Kevin V actually feeling a part of the series. Of the Gallagher plotline as well. Like, they had their own thing going on, but like everybody convening and doing their drama at the Alibi. So like they're all there. Meanwhile, Kev is like liaising with Fiona on the side and like sleeping and like talking to Debbie and Lip and Ian, like, because he's sleeping at the Gallagher house.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, I miss that. I miss those days.
Oh, okay. I think we're all very sleepy.
Yeah. I still have some things to do tonight.
Yeah. So. It was very nice to not wait 6 months to do another episode. And we should keep that up if we can.
Yeah. I'll see if I can get to the notes for the next two, because
we're coming up on Christmas, so it's gonna get crazy in here. And then I'm moving. But we're gonna figure it out.
Hell yeah.
We're gonna figure it all out. Until then, I'm gonna watch Heated Rivalry and go slowly insane. And then I do truly enjoy returning to Shameless Landia with these episodes. It is nice to remember a show.
That's good.
This show. The show.
The show of all
time.
The show of literally ever. And it's like, okay, listen, it's not without its faults, but
the show that
so good.
I watched the pilot air. Like, I was there. I've been here. And it is always nice to come home to it.
My original love. My first wife. My first wife, Shameless. My first beautiful wife. Yeah. Yep. Wow. Anyway.
Wow. Okay, well, until next time.
See you guys later.
See you later.
Goodbye.
Bye.